Okay, 1955. We've arrived again. They're getting used to seeing us arrive back in 1955. Some of those wonderful old people in our neighborhood. You know what? Boys, just for some reason, I don't know, in particular boys, at least the boys in our neighborhood, loved snakes. Garter snakes. We didn't like the poisonous kind, garter snakes, but there were some big ones, some little ones, but we loved them and we had fun with them. We had a fine doctor and his family lived just a block from us, Dr. Reese Annenberg. He had a rock garden. Uh, a great rock garden. I don't know much about him. Don't know much about any of that outdoor decor stuff. But we used to go there. These flat rocks that he had in his garden covered up hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of snakes, all sizes. And we used to go over there and we used to catch those snakes. And there were some that were, oh gosh, foot, 18 inches long, some of those great big garter snakes. And some of those, if we didn't grab them right, they would, boom, they would strike us. And on occasion, they would draw blood. And whenever they did that, that was their last meal on this earth because we sent them to snaky heaven when they did that. But we liked them all, but we particularly liked the little ones, the little snakes that were about 3 inches long, because we would take those and we'd take them out into the street, we'd take them in the grass, and we'd race them. We'd have a handful of them. We'd set them, and we'd even set up little barriers and things to keep them in when we were outside anyway. And oh gosh, we had a good time. We were just kind of crazy. Matter of fact, on a number of occasions, me and Snap and Cy Farner, maybe some of our other friends, Pat Moan, we'd go in our house when Mom wasn't there, go into the living room where there was some pretty thick carpet, and we would race these little guys on that carpet. Oh, you should have seen them go. You know, you would think they could scoot across those blacktop roads so fast, but you should have seen them. They were just almost flying across that carpet. Gosh, it was fun. But one day, we didn't have a lookout out there. We thought Mom was gone for groceries, and she's normally gone an hour. Well, anyway, she showed up, walked right in the front door, looked right to her right. Here were four of us, and we were having snake races in the living room, and she screamed, "What are you doing? Get those things, grab them, get them." Oh my gosh, you should have seen us scamper. My goodness gracious. We grabbed him, said, "Get him outside." Took him outside, said, "Okay, you boys stand right there, right there. What are you doing? Bringing snakes into this house?" And we said, "Oh, Mom, we wanted just to race them, see how fast they would go on the carpet. See how fast they would go on the carpet. You're bringing animals into our house now. What is the matter with you guys? I don't want you ever to bring any snakes into this house, any building, anywhere. They belong outside, and you guys belong outside. Now get out there and don't you ever bring another snake into this house, ever, for any reason." Well, we heard her loud and clear, and, we didn't have very good memory. Gee. But anyway, we continued to do it. We'd race them outside, and one day we saw Mom leave in the car, and we had a whole bunch. We had, gosh, 9 or 10 of those little 3-inch snakes, and we decided, well, Mom said we shouldn't bring snakes into the house. We think she was talking just about the living room. So we took these 10 little garter snakes upstairs into the boys' room. You know what the boys' room was? That's where the three boys slept, and Brother David was just a little tyke then, so he was around yet. So just three of us, that's where our bedroom was, and it was always called the boys' room. So we took these 10 snakes up into the boys' room, me and Snap. We each had a handful of them, and we put our hands side by side. We got in the middle of the boys' room. We let them go. Oh my gosh, you should have seen them go. But snakes don't know their race, and they went in every direction. Every direction. And then we got a little nervous. We thought, boy, we probably need to get these things out of here. Let's get them out of here. So we went and we picked them up. But we only picked up 5 of them. That's all. That's all we could find. So there were 5 snakes, little snakes, living with us in the boys' room. And of course, we didn't tell anybody. I think a few of our buddies knew what we did, but they wouldn't tell anybody. Oh, my goodness, no. Well, anyway, we love those little snakes and Snap. Now it's school time. We're in September. Snap had caught three of those little 3-inch snakes. He put them inside a cigarette box. Back then, the men who smoked, a lot of them had a cigarette box. They'd put their pack of cigarettes in it. It was just like a little tin box, and they'd put the lid on it, and they'd keep their cigarettes fresh. Well, Snap had one that I think he got from Cliffy. It was an empty one. And he took those 3 little snakes, put them in the cigarette box, took them to school. Oh, dear God. And after the morning prayer, you know, we always started school, every class, as a matter of fact, with a prayer. But the morning prayer, after the morning prayer in his class, he saw his chance. And what he wanted to do was scare the girls, and that's just what he did. He took out this cigarette box, and he took this, and he told the girls, look at this. And he took them, and he threw them on the floor, and you should have heard the screaming and hollering. I wasn't there, but they say that there were other teachers that were wondering what in the heck was going on down there in that classroom. Oh, my gosh, and the girls were screaming, the boys were laughing, the girls were standing on their chairs. Sister, forget which sister it was madder than heck at Snap and insisted he get those and get them out of here. And some of the boys helped him get them, so he got all 3, put them back in the box. And Sister then took him down to Sister Superior, the principal's office, explained to Sister what happened. Sister called Mom. Sister said, I'm sending your son Brian home. This is what happened, and she told him. So Brian was sent home. Mom was waiting for him at the door. She grabbed him by the shoulder and took him in there and said, Brian, what is the matter with you? You're 10 years old and you just got kicked out of school for bringing snakes into school. Didn't we have that talk about snakes? Snakes shouldn't be in any building. And he said, well, the school isn't a house like you said, Mom. She said, it's a schoolhouse, any building. Snakes do not belong in any building at all. Then she said, how would you like it? How would you like it if there were snakes in the boys' room? Snap said, there are. She said, what did you say? I'm just kidding you, Mom. No, you're not kidding me. What did you just say? I said, there are snakes in the boys' room, but I was just teasing you, Mom. There aren't any snakes in the boys' room. Never have been, never will be. Oh, Brother Snap, you are the cool one. Anyway, snakes in school. Hope you enjoyed it. True story. They let him back in school the next day. God bless the little fella. Okay, get ready. We're heading for 1958 shortly.